There is no real break between teaching, the theory of practice, yes, and creative writing during those last 2 years of Barth's life. A distance subsists between teaching and writing, but it has taken on a new form, which is that of a chiasmus, or mirror-like symmetrical inversion, a reversal of both writing and life, which impacts the whole of the morning years, those years of stasis from 1977 to 1980 that seems to concentrate the totality of Barth's theoretical writings from former years so as to reveal them the way a photographic developer, révélateur in French, reveals a latent image. In the guise of the novel or romance for him, as he says, j'appelle roman par commodité toute forme qui soit nouvelle par rapport à ma pratique passée. In this new kind of writing, the form of the lecture and that of the book are no longer separate. So the ending of the lectures, the ending of the life and writing is simultaneously a part of the whole and an interval in which this whole is reenacted. The place where everything that went before is summarized and reversed. It is a reversal similar to that which takes place in the last act of a classical tragedy. A death has occurred, the mother's death, and death was its cause. Hence, a sense of stifling, a pain so intense that it reduces the whole range of living possibilities, and even the possibility of life itself, to a tiny hole through which, from now on, all the light of existence shall have to pass. And then, at that very moment, as in the well-known optical phenomenon, the rays of life become inverted as they pass through this hole, and so does the image of life. The phenomenon is that of diffraction. If the tiny hole expands and becomes a lens, as it does in photography, a real image is created, which is precisely that of the end of life and the end of the writing. The end of Barth's life is a sunset, or at least its structure is that of a sunset, such as Lévi-Strauss describes it in Triste Tropique. I quote, "A sunset is something else together. It is a complete performance, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that performance offers a synopsis, a miniature image of all the fighting, of all the triumphs and defeats that happened over 12 hours in a more tangible, but also in a slower way. Dawn is simply the day's beginning, sunset is a day run through again. And so, it is that when the sun lowers itself towards the polished surface of flat calm at sea, then especially, man finds revealed, as so in a brief phantasmagoria, the indecipherable forces, the vapors and fulgurations whose obscure conflicts he was glimpsed vaguely within the depths of himself from time to time during the day. By some impenetrable alchemy, each color transforms itself into its complementary color. The beauty of Barth's last lecture has the same final quality. It is indeed a grand finale. What I read there is a life raised to the highest pitch of intensity, an intensity that makes everything equal, like a single note that would gather all other sounds in itself. It is this finale, this final moment, which turns Barth's life into a structural life and his writing into a structural writing. Thank you.